Hi, I'm Tia at HouseFit, and I'm bringing you exercise of the month. This month, we are working on an exercise called the bridge. It's a really common exercise we use to improve hip and core strength. Hip and core strength are really important for a lot of things we do in our day-to-day life, including things like getting out of a chair. When we lose hip and core strength, we can see it affect areas like balance, can also contribute to pain in our back, our hips, or our knees, and just make our day-to-day life harder. So we are going to do this exercise that is a good foundation to begin improving that strength. So in order to get started, you're going to need something to lay down on. This can be a lot of different options. If getting onto the floor is available to you, you're welcome to do this on a mat on the floor. For many of us, we might try and do it from a higher surface like a bed, or in this case, the mat table in the clinic. So what you'll do is you'll lay on your back, take your time getting there. You want your head to be supported, your back to be supported. You're going to have your knees bent, and you want your heels in fairly close to your bottom, but play with that a little bit. You don't want to increase knee pain. You can always start with your feet a little bit further out, okay? We also want a little bit of space between our knees and our feet, so they shouldn't be touching or really, really far apart, just a few inches. You're going to start by pressing your arms down. You're going to squeeze your butt and lift your hips up into the air. You're going to hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're going to slowly try and lower your hips back down. I recommend doing 10 of those in a row. Taking a break, feel free to do a couple of sets. Now, there are many, many, many varieties of bridges out in the world. This is a really basic one. I'm going to give you 3 options so you can pick what works best for you. So the first option is what I just showed you. It's called a flat back bridge, where you're going to keep your back straight, or what we call neutral position. So I'm not going to round or arch my back any more than it is. And I'm going to think about squeezing my butt muscles, lifting them straight up in the air. Like I said, hold at the top, lower down slow, trying to keep that back nice and straight. Option 2 is what we call a sequential or segmental bridge, where we're going to actually round and roll through our spine. So what I like to recommend doing first is that you're going to tip your pelvis towards you. If you imagined having a marble on your belly, you're going to roll it towards your belly button, so your butt starts to lift first, and then your low back lifts, and then maybe part of your mid back. You're going to do that same hold at the top, and then you're going to try and slowly roll back down piece by piece. So you're letting your ribs get a little heavier, your mid back get a little heavier, your low back, and then your butt is the last thing to end. Now, if those are getting easier for you, you can add in a big jump up, a little layer here. You're going to roll up into your bridge, or you can flat back it if you prefer. You're going to try and hold up here, and you're going to think about maybe lifting 1 foot off. It's a big challenge, so you might start small with just a little lift. Eventually, you might work up to lifting all the way in the air and then lowering back down. And then you would do the other leg. I recommend, if this is the beginning, just do 1 and then come back down. Our goal when we do that, I'm going to show you another round, is to keep your hips nice and level, so that as you lift, that hip doesn't drop down. You're trying to keep it up in the air. Okay? Those are just 3 options. Feel free to try them. One thing to keep in mind is that as you do this, if they're new to you, you might feel some cramping in the back of your legs. That's really normal. Just work it out, give yourself a moment of rest, and get back to it when you can.